During these times, there is a lot to occupy our minds. The anxieties of academic work amidst the continuing global pandemic, the stress of the upcoming elections that will define our country's future, the silent endeavors we all face in our personal lives are just some of them. However, because of all these, the rejuvenating and inspiring effects of the creative fields and the relevance of a strong artistic community become even more necessary and urgently needed. So, thank you, dear guests, for being with us today to enjoy a moment of respite and to focus for the next hour or so on the restorative power of the arts as we look back on the artistic triumphs of our student artists. This is Mannis, an exhibition recital of the Arts and Design Track Unit of the De La Salle University Integrated School Senior High School Department. Today, our students in the creative writing and the visual and multimedia arts streams will showcase their artworks produced in the subject's creative industries and apprenticeship and exploration in arts production. Without further ado, let us start today's program. I am FJ Lacson, Arts and Design Track Unit faculty, and I will be your host for this morning. To formally open our program, let us all welcome the Senior High School Arts and Design Track Unit Coordinator, Ms. Daryl Gadingan.
A blazing red can of sardines in the bottom right corner of a wall, gradient with gray, in a 4x3 canvas. This is Jadi Pasailo's acrylic painting, which went viral in 2021. A teary-eyed young woman with hands tightly clasped in a prayer overlaid with an outline of oxygen mask extending as a rosary. This is the subject of Ryan Abuseo's digital art, Wala Akong Choice Kundi Magdasal. Silhouette and faces of frontliners carved in leaves, a masterpiece from Mary May Dakanay, a former factory worker who turned to art after losing her job amidst the pandemic. This is just a few of the artworks mirroring different struggles and stories of hope from our kababayans in the middle of the persistent health crisis. Indeed, art is a reflection of our society and a documentation of histories unwritten. The Arts and Design track of the De La Salle University Senior High School is one with this endeavor, as we hone critical artist researchers towards finding purposeful pursuits with their craft through the grace of our Almighty God. Especially now, as a new chapter for our country unfolds, in a time when red, blue, and pink are more than just colors, when actions and emotions reveal more than what's promised, we trust that the youth would courageously step in to listen and protect stories which should never be forgotten. So join us and our ADT students in this journey. Witness our grade 12 artists' final recital and exhibitions. This is Mannis.
Thank you, Ms. Daryl, for your encouraging words and for reminding us of the importance of the arts in our everyday life. At this point, please allow us to present to you with pride the creative readings of the creative writing students and the highlight reels of the visual and multimedia arts students. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hi, I am James Garrett Gomez from the Creative Writing Stream. The excerpt I am about to read is part of a children's and YA dystopian fiction that I wrote about a dystopian world wherein almost all of humanity has been wiped out by some unknown creatures, and the ones who are still around struggle to live their day-to-day life while avoiding these unknown monsters who are still roaming around in their world as we speak. Dystopian fiction focuses on didactic messaging in its characters and plot to empower current society to solve its problems of oppression, poverty, and others. It may strongly convey the writer's social political beliefs and values or present a satirical critique. Common elements of the genre may include large-scale destruction and corruption, technological control or lack thereof, survival or day-to-day living. This is Cold World. The sound of a window almost made my soul leave my body. What was that? I went and checked out where the sound emerged, and to my dismay, I then realized that I lost track of time. It was already getting dark. The sun was almost out of the sky's reach. And to everyone who's still left alive, that would only mean one thing. I rushed back to the grocery store, ignoring whatever broke the glass in the first place, and flustered all the speed I had to get those batteries and to quickly get the hell out of here as fast as humanly possible. As I reached the end of the hall, again while trying my best to catch my breath, it seems that I was too late. One of them beat me to it. As I stood in the middle of the hall, still trying to catch my breath, I saw one of them in front of me, of the Radio Shack looking corner. A crawler, I muttered to myself. I looked closely as its red beady eyes and the mouth dripping with its fluids. It had overlapping black scales on the back and not a single strand of hair could be seen on its pale white skin. The claws looked as if they could slice a suit of armor with one strike. This one was the size of a tricycle while hunched back. Judging from its size, it's still young, which means the mother could be near. No matter how many times I encounter them, it'll still feel like I'm seeing them for the first time. My whole body, from being exhausted and out of breath a second ago, had all of a sudden become frozen with fear. All the hair on my skin stood tall as my whole body almost started shivering. I then thought to myself, I had to get out of there while it hasn't noticed me. And yet, my body wouldn't move. My mind was as clear as day. However, my body just wouldn't move. Its heavy breath and cicada-like sounds sent shivers down my spine. It suddenly let out a small growl. It knows I'm here.
Most memorable piece I made so far is either my painting last year called Numb or my recent scale model, which both equally made me discover and express my creativity and capabilities in art.
Hi, my name is Juliana Mancada from ADT 12A, and my most memorable artwork or piece that I made during the workshop classes are the non-representational artworks or paintings that I made around the second term of grade 11, if I remember correctly. So I made some pouring acrylic paintings, and it was so different from my usual style, and I really enjoyed it. It was so freeing, so cathartic to do, and I don't really have to do so many thinking or planning. I just needed to let all my emotions out, and it was such an amazing experience.
For me, one of the most memorable artworks I have done recently is drawing the Paca railway station as part of the VMA and practical research subject. This has been very memorable to me for the reason that it gave me a very new challenge as an artist to participate on something that I haven't really done before. And during the process, I found myself enjoying and loving the overall output. So in the future, I think this will be a very memorable artwork that I will always look back on.
Hello. For me, my most memorable artwork would be the very first workshop we did, but it was the second output. So we had to draw a portrait, but in pointillism. So it's here. So I chose to draw my whole family because I was like, why not? Because I wanted each of my workshop outputs to have meaning in them, and I thought, why not draw a portrait of my family? So this was actually the first time I had the chance to draw my family, and it was really rewarding, and I still cherish this portrait I did till now. Thank you.
recently as an art student is the demo reel because it showcases all the different artworks I've done in the past terms, and I had fun editing and compiling works for the demo reel itself.
Hi, my name is Renee Oliveras, and my most memorable artwork throughout my whole workshop classes was when we did sculpting. This was one of my most memorable artworks since I really enjoyed creating this scale out of just, at first it was just a block of clay, and then I started to carve the shape of the scale. I find it so memorable even though it was a very long time ago because I never really worked with clay like that, and it was very fun doing the details of the scale, using the barbecue sticks to engrave the little details of the scale, and also using paint. So that has been my most memorable artwork so far. Thank you!
I think my most memorable artwork I did recently was the color theory posters of last year, because at that time I was really new to art and I didn't really know how to approach something like that. But after around 4 hours of trial and error, seeing what worked and what did it in the posters, I made 2 posters which I was really happy with. So that was really memorable for me.
So, as an artist, one of my favorite new work that I've done is this poster that I did for a friend, because they have a business and I did a poster for them, and it involved doing like a 3D render vector of something, and I was really proud of it because it's kind of out of my comfort zone and I'm like trying to do new things, so I really like wanted to venture out, and doing the 3D vector was really cool also in a way because like we can make such complex looking things with like just a simple software, so I was really amazed by that.
Hi, my name is Bridget Liu, and for me one of the most memorable artworks that I created recently is this sculpture entitled Twisted in Time that I created in one of my workshop classes. And the reason why this is one of my most memorable art pieces is because this was the first ever sculpture that I created out of clay, and I'm really happy with how the results turned out. And I also had so much fun creating this.
Hello, I am Rachel Ramos, a grade 12 student from ADTA, and I'm also from the creative writing stream. My short story, Surviving Brilliance, is a children's contemporary story about a bright young boy from an orphanage being adopted by a wealthy couple. This story also talks about high expectations at a young age. The inspiration for this was from a writing prompt I saw, which is I've been the family disappointment for years. You can't take that away from me. Without further ado, I will now proceed with reading an excerpt from Surviving Brilliance. After that car ride, I faced a gigantic mansion, entering a life that wasn't much better than my previous one. I think that way as I wander around the spacious hallways, each containing expensive artifacts our parents bought. On the walls are certificates of Mother, Father, and Kuya Louie. Mother and Father would expect these from me soon, but given that I heard I was the family disappointment one night, I feel like that wouldn't be soon. What should we do? You don't have to worry. Let's just hope he's not as worse as Lizzie. I know. It's sad. Back in the orphanage, the other kids will look up to me, asking me to read the storybooks for them or solve a little bit of math problems. In the Raos family, you can't seem to control your horse. Father would remark when they made me ride the horses in their farm. Oh, I'd say while gulping. Oh no, your tone was off key. Do it again. Mother interrupted once in my singing class. Sorry. I apologized and started again. Hopefully, better this time. Sorry ma, pa. Leo is still not used to chess. Kuya Louie sheepishly said to our parents one night, after an hour of learning chess. I looked away from the disapproving gazes, gulping down the lump in my throat and biting the inside of my mouth. I just wanted to bury myself in the blanket and never get out ever again. I stopped in front of the grand picture of our parents, with the children's, Kuya Louie, Lizzie, and me, individual pictures beside them. And that's right. In my new family of brilliance and extravagance, I am called the Family Disappointment. My parents' names are Marco Raos and Victoria Raos. Their jobs confuse me. All I know is that father owns Macaraos Lending Corporation and mother owns Beauty Ever. I remember it, since it's all they ever talk about. I hear footsteps behind me, making me look away from their accomplishments and find Kuya Louie. Kuya Louie, I call, stepping in front of him to stop him in his tracks. You busy? I did stop him, but all he does is sigh. He always sighs and rubs his eyes. Whenever I see him, his eyes aren't fully open and it's like he's forever tired. Yes, Leo, I'm busy. I am off to Macaraos. He puts a hand on my shoulder for a short time, then walks past me. But aren't you 18? Shouldn't you be off to college or something? I ask, holding on to his jacket, which I notice is the same jacket he's been wearing since yesterday. Again, he sighs. Well, it's where I'm supposed to be right now. Go talk to Lizzie or something. Then, he leaves. Lizzie! He's right. I never got a chance to play with her since I've been busy getting used to the family. She avoids me, though that must mean she's shy. She reminds me of the new kid in the orphanage. Very shy, very quiet. I ran to the hallways, dodging the kind maids and butlers to reach my little sister's room. In front of her room, I rapidly knock on her door. I'm already thinking of all the games we could play. Tic-tac-toe, Connect 4, or we can play with our toys. Finally, the door opens, and I met with my little sister, staring right up at me with those curious eyes. Hi Lizzie, wanna play with me? I offer with a huge smile, excitement inside me while expecting her to say yes. She is, if I remember correctly, 8 years old, meaning she's 2 years younger than me. I'm hoping she says yes. She is always inside her room, only coming out to eat. Her eyebrows furrow and she shouts, "No! I hate you!" And she firmly closes the door. What? I step back, completely not expecting this reaction. I knock on the door again. Hey, Lizzie! Come on now. You're always in your room. Let's, play. After a few more knocks, she sharply opens the door. You took away my title as a family disappointment. I've had that title for years. So leave me alone. And closes the door again. My jaw drops at what she said. All the while she was rudely speaking to me with the door open, I saw her own certificates on the wall for a short moment. What's with all the noise? From downstairs, I can hear Mother's voice boom. She must be back from work. As the maids and butlers approach me to bring me to Mother, I'm still staring at Liz's door, her words repeating in my mind. You took away my title as a family disappointment. I have had that title for years. Something is wrong. Something is very, very wrong. And that is surviving brilliance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear students, for those creative presentations. To our dear audience, you may peruse all of these artworks in the Arts and Design Track website, which is listed in the comments section. For now, let us give our eyes a few minutes of rest so that we can further appreciate the next artworks to be presented. We will have a short screen break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Dear guests, welcome back to Mannis, the term and exhibition and recital of the Arts and Design Track Unit of the DLSU-IS Senior High School Department. So far, all of the works presented gave us something to be proud of in our student artists. So let us keep the ball rolling with the next set of presentations by our creative writing and visual and multimedia arts students. Which of the art and literary works fascinates you? You may tell us what you think in the live chat. Enjoy!
Mia Depante, and I have made a floor plan and an interior perspective drawing of a bathroom. The bathroom has a simple yet modern design. Its color palette consists of brown, white, gray, and black.
Hello, I am Rafi, a senior high school visual arts student, and for this trimester, we made floor plans. The floor plan that I made was just of my bedroom, but with added designs and flair. It is simple with a modern and clean aesthetic, as this is the room that I also use for my online classes. So it serves as a space for sleeping and also for working. It is decorated with mid-century modern furniture that prioritizes a sleek silhouette. Overall, the goal of the space was to be a good environment for learning and relaxing. Thank you!
Hi, my name is Portia Kiazon, and for my architectural and interior design, I decided to go for a minimalist bedroom inspired by Japanese designs. The room's color palette consists of different tones of brown mixed with white accents. The room has a platform structure popularized in traditional Japanese homes. It also has a wooden plank flooring that edges to the darker shade of brown. There are also bookshelves in the rooms and books and other furniture that give it a pop of color. The books found at the end of the bed gives an organized, messy look that throws off the neatness of the place. Beside the stack of books, there's a mirror situated in the corner to give the illusion of a bigger space. So that's all for my design. Thank you!
Hello, my name is Sofia Miranda and I designed this Muji Team Contemporary bedroom. The layout of this bedroom is similar to my actual room because this is how I visualize my own room if I were given the opportunity to design and renovate it. This bedroom features light wash beige walls with dark wood accents to complement it. I also incorporated vibrant bursts of color elements such as the bright woven rug and large canvas painting to make the space more reflective of me and my personality.
This is the space that I have designed. It is a bedroom which embraces a minimalist concept and also involving greenery and plants to add life to the design. The room has a color palette of neutral colors revolving around white, light gray, and light brown. Not only that, but the design also features functionality, specifically the console with a study table to be able to not only maximize the space but also make use of it.
Hello, I'm Julia Louise Chu, and for my floor plan design, I wanted to create a office/studio room/creative workspace for artists or generally people who have a profession in the creative industry. So the visual aesthetic of the room was inspired by Scandinavian interior design, so the furniture was kept relatively simple and modern. There are multiple shelving units to increase storage space and certain pieces such as the utility cart and the grid memo board to add convenience and functionality to the room. The interior of the room was designed to have a clean, calm, yet bright atmosphere to promote productivity and creativity.
Shut up and sit down.
And the concept for my demo reel and portfolio was a fashion magazine, and this is because a lot of my interests and works are related to fashion, and I also hope to become a fashion designer one day.
The things I highlighted the most in my art is vibrant colors and culture. The reason behind it is because I find that these are the things I like the most about art. And since the assignment tasks us to brand ourselves as artists, I think that the best way for me to do that is showcase the things I like the most about art.
Minima is my idea of a minimalist portfolio design. This theme is the perfect visual representation of who I am as an artist because my works are also rather simple and straight to the point. And this portfolio captures the essence of just that.
The theme of my demo reel and portfolio is a minimalist style with soft warm colors. I believe this is the perfect visual representation of who I am as an artist and individual since I prefer simplicity that is still alluring. I titled my portfolio as The Art Life. Being an ADT student opened me even more to the art world where I have finally learned many things about it and continually apply this whenever I create or design. My senior high school is basically the beginning of my art life.
This portfolio combines both avant-garde and contemporary narratives into its design. I chose this because most of my work integrates a vintage feel through its grain and paper textures. As an artist, these styles represent my creative flexibility and ability to adopt to art trends.
Hi, my name is Christiana Sinica Barisha, and for the concept for my demo reel and portfolio, it was space, because due to personal interest, I do believe that some of the celestial bodies, such as stars and planets, and the stories that revolve around these, do heavily influence me and by extension my art.
The whole theme and style of my portfolio would be based on an adventure game. The reason why I chose this theme was because my whole journey as an artist felt like an adventure theme. Each task or work I complete feels like a leveled up in life, or I have completed a certain quest.
For my demo reel, I just want to keep it as simple as possible, considering that the artworks themselves were very detailed. But same thing applies to my interactive portfolio. With the theme out of the box, I just wanted to reiterate that in each artwork that I make, I try to step out of my comfort zone, or should I say, step out of the box.
Good day, I'm Josh Denzel Nam from the Creative Writing stream. The excerpt I'm about to read is a tale of a relationship of a mother and a son where arguments and misunderstandings may occur, in which one side's effort may be taken for granted. The story falls under the young adult category under the contemporary fiction genre. The young adult essentially focuses on the lives of adolescents from ages 12 to 18, dealing with their mundane lives and problems. Adding contemporary into the mix, contemporary fiction tales are made up of stories that might occur to actual people in real situations. They usually take place in the same period as the reader and deal with the events that are currently occurring or could occur in the time period. While young adult contemporary fiction stories could be very imaginative or too far-fetched, I chose to write something about much closer to home, a story wherein everybody can relate. With all that said, this is Count Your Blessings by Josh Denzel Nam. Ang dumi naman ng daan dito, may basura sa kaliwat kanan. Naumay na ako dito. A 17-year-old boy murmured to himself as he walked on a tight one-way road. The narrow road used to be two ways, but now it became a single-lane road due to cars parked on the side of the road. The rocky road was cracked and uneven as if it was not taken care of and maintained for a very long time. I don't want to live in the Philippines anymore. Ang dumi-dumi, ang baho-baho pa, he said inside. As the young boy was walking straight to his home, he squinted and saw a short old lady around 45 to 60 years old standing outside his house. She was wearing a duster dress with a color violet flowery pattern on them. The woman was looking from side to side as if she was waiting or looking for someone. Oh, si Mama yun na. Ano kaya ginagawa niya sa labas? As he got closer to his mom, he realized something amiss. Her hands were on the side of her hips. Her face looked impatient yet worried somehow. Oh, ano kaya nangyari? He whispered. Baka may napatay na naman sa isa sa mga kapitbahay. As soon as he got much closer and got a better look at his mom, something caught his eyes inside the closed fist of the lady. Inside the closed fist of the lady was a 4-inch long silver-colored jewel. His jewel. The boy stopped. Nako, patay, tinago ko yun sa butas ng dingding ah. Paano niya kaya yun nahanap? He whispered with a hint of worry in the tone of his voice. Ano ba yan? Mapapagalitan na naman. When he was a few meters away from his home, a loud shriek called, Oliver, halika na! Halika nga! Ikaw batang ka! Oliver walked as quickly as he can. What is it, Ma? We're outside. Can't it wait inside? Nakakahiya naman eh, he replied to his mother, as though he was not aware of what was to come. Ikaw, Oliver, itigil mo yung kaka-English mo ah. The old lady's voice sounded raspy and breathy. Oh, Ma, di ko naman maintindihan sinasabi mo dahil sa boses mo. And he chuckled softly. Tara ma, pasok na tayo. Teka nga, Oliver, ano to ha? She said and pulled out her palm with the jewel laying on top of it. Ano to, Oliver? Ano na naman pinagagawa mo sa buhay mo ha? Ah, yan ma, that's just USB. Anong USB? Yung sinasaksak sa computer tapos you put files there. Alam ko ang USB, Oliver. Umayos ka sa pagsasagot mo. Nakita ko to habang nagwawalis. Aba, nagulat ako nalaglag sa dingding. USB lang nga yan, ma, ang kulit. Oliver replied while scratching the back of his head. Anong USB? Umayos ka talaga, Oliver. Di ako natutuwa sa'yo. Alam ko to yung paninigarilyo to na dekuryente. Tama na nga, ma. Nakakahiya na Tignan mo, rinig na rinig tayo ng mga kapitbahay. He said and smacked his lips together. Tara na, pasok na tayo. Wala akong paki, Oliver. Wag mo akong ginagawang tanga, ha? Ano to? Kailan ka pa naninigarilyo, ha? The lady said with her rough voice. Ano naman, ma? Normal na lang naman yan sa amin, he said. Anong normal? Walang normal sa paninigarilyo, Oliver. She replied with such a mellower voice. Paano pag na-hospital ka, anak, ha? At alam mo namang mahina ang kita ngayon natin sa pera, Di ba, Oliver? A friend of mine just gave it to me, ma. Di ako naglabas para dyan. Di yun ang ibig sabihin paano pag na-hospital ka, ha? Sino magbabayad? Sino mag-aalaga sa'yo? Wala lang naman yan, ma. Hindi naman ako magkakasakit. E-cigarette naman yan. Di naman nakakasakit yan. Anong hindi? Oo yan. Huwag kang nakikinig sa mga napapanood mo sa internet. Kaka-cellphone mo yan. Ma, wala nga yan. Ako nag-aaral sa atin dalawa, di ba? Huwag kang makulit, ma. Normal lang nga yan. Oliver, huwag kang ganyan, ha? Sinasabi ko talaga sa'yo. Ang kulit naman, ma, Makikitulog na nga muna ako dun sa kaibigan ko. Oliver responded, then he turned around and started walking away from his mom. Oliver, bumalik ka dito. Sinasabi ko talaga sa'yo, ha? Bumalik ka dito. His mom raspily yelled. Bye, ma, he said, and started walking faster. Oliver, ano ba? These were the last words he heard from his mother before he turned the right on the corner. It's fine. When I come back about a month, she'll forget this ever happened, he mumbled to himself. I'll just stay at Vince's house for a while. Vince was a little wealthier than the average Filipino. In fact, it was Vince who gave Oliver the silver jewel. He arrived at Vince's home an hour later. When he arrived, he was welcomed and accommodated by his parents. He was offered food, a bed to sleep in for the nights, and a roof for the time being. It was fun. The boys would play PS5 all the time, skip some school meetings to go to malls and bars. Oliver was even offered a small amount of allowance to spend on things. However, their fun didn't last. When the 24th day arrived, Vince was told by his parents to ask Oliver to leave and go back to his home already. Oliver happily complied and thanked the family for everything they have done for him. Hays, ang dumi pa rin ng daan dito. Wala namang bago, Oliver mumbled to himself with a big smile on his face. Ano kaya sasabihin ni Mama pag uwi ko? Then he looked ahead as if he was expecting his mom to be exactly where he left her. She was not. Immediately, as he reached the entrance of their house, he screamed, Ma, ano ulam, ma? Dami kong ikukwento sa'yo, ma. Asan ka na? He waited and waited and there was no reply. Baka lumabas lang, he told himself and sat down on the living room couch. Suddenly, a middle-aged man with a sack of rice on his shoulder outside knocked and came into the house and said, Oh, Oliver, andyan ka na. Pasensya na, Oliver, pero ang mama mo patay na. Sinabi ng doktor, lung cancer daw. Sabi ni Doc, matagal na daw siyang meron Hindi na niya kinaya at namatay na siya sa ospital mga ilang araw pagtapos niyang magpa-check up. Hinanap ka namin, Oliver pero hindi ka namin nakita. Pasensya ka na ulit. Then it was total silence. The man stepped outside and walked away. Silence filled the entire home, a noise that was rare in the household. Thank you.
workshop has taught us to be able to create an impactful yet equally balanced and functional design.
The chosen theme is heavily inspired by the traditional photo albums that adults usually use to keep developed film photographs that capture fond memories. However, I may say that my biggest challenge was my indecisiveness. These sculptures have a big place in my heart as they have brought me to different exhibitions. These are the memories that we would like to remember, look back on, and see again sometime in the future.
Thank you very much, dear presenters. You have surely made your teachers, mentors, and of course, your families proud. Once again, you may check these artworks in the Arts and Design Track website, which is listed in the comments section. I am sure all of us will be happy to create more of these highlights as we progress along the school year. To cap off our online exhibit, let us all welcome the DLSU-IS Senior High School Associate Principal, Mr. Engelbert Talunton, for the closing remarks.
Mannis. Salita ng mga kapatid nating yakan na nangangahulugang kagandahan. Sa pamamagitan ng programang itinanghal sa atin ng mga mag-aaral ng Arts and Design Track, natunghayan natin ang kagandahan ng mga likha na kanilang natutunan. Naway magsilbing paalaala sa atin na sa tuwing namamalas natin ang kagandahan ng isang likhang sining, ay nakapaloob rito ang katotohanan na nais nitong salaminin. Ang mga artista, gaya nyo mga mahal naming mag-aaral ng ADT, ay hindi lamang lumilikha ng mga gandang bagay, bagkos sa inyong pagguhit, paghulma, pagsulat at pagtatanghal, ay nakaakibat dito ang responsibilidad na maipakita ang katotohanan. Ang tunay na kagandahan ay sumasalamin sa katotohanan, maging ito man ay masaya o masalimuot, maliwanag o madilim, mabuti o masama. Ang mga artista ay marapat lamang maging mapanuri at bukas ang isipan upang sa kanyang magagandang obra Ang katotohanan ay nahahantad at nag-uudyok sa kanyang mga tagapagmasid na pagnilayan ang katotohanan ng buhay. Sa pamamagitan nito, ang sining ay nagiging mapagpalaya at ang artista ay nagiging instrumento ng katotohanan. Naway sa mga panahon gaya ngayon na laganap ang disinformation at kasinungalingan, kayo, aming mga mahal na lasalyanong artista, ay magsilbing sulo na nag-aalab na nagbibigay ng liwanag sa kanyang paligid upang ang katotohanan at ang kagandahan ay maaninag ng sangkatauhan. Binabati ko kayo at mabuhay ang Arts and Design track.
Thank you, Sir Engel, for those encouraging words to our viewers and guests as they continue to thrive and face the challenges of 2022. Dear guests, we would also like to invite you this afternoon to the recital of the Arts and Design track unit Performing Arts students. We would love to see you there and in our future arts events. To know more about the ADT program in the DLSU-IS Senior High School and updates on our upcoming activities and events, including all of the artworks you have seen in this exhibit, you may check the website which is listed in the comments section. May I also remind everyone to answer the evaluation form that can be found in the comments section so that we may be able to further improve our succeeding exhibits. Thank you very much, dear guests, for joining us in this creative sphere of thriving young artists. And that concludes our event for this morning. With that, let us all together sing our alma mater hymn.
Hail, hail, alma mater, hail to DLSU. We'll hold your banner high and bright, a shield of green and white. We'll fight to keep your glory bright and